In this exercise, we're going to measure the internal resistance of a battery. Now, it's impossible to actually get inside the battery to measure that resistance, and so we're limited to making measurements of voltage across the battery and current drawn by the battery from the outside of the battery. And this circuit diagram illustrates how to set that up. A very simple way to measure the voltage supplied by and the current supplied by a battery is simply to use two digital multimeters. The first one will connect up to measure voltage, so I'll place one lead in the common, one lead in the positive, turn that on to voltage, and then by simply placing the end of the leads onto the battery, I can measure the output voltage of that battery. Now just hold those leads there firmly for a few moments until the voltage reading settles down, and I read 1.581 volts. Now, to get rid of the need for a switch, we can just now, while the battery is disconnected, set up another circuit to draw some current from that battery. And what I will do is I will connect from what will become the positive side of the voltmeter through a resistor, from the negative side of the resistor back to the positive side of a meter I'm going to use as a current meter, and then from that current meter I will connect back to what will become my negative terminal. And that circuit I have just connected up will simply draw some current from the probe lead I attach to the positive side of the battery through a resistor, through a meter I can measure the current with, and back to the probe lead I will measure the negative side. So we'll now switch this one all the way around to measure milliamps, because we'll be working with order of magnitude about 100 ohms, 10 to 100 ohms with a bit over a volt, and so that's going to give us from a few tens of milliamps to maybe 150 milliamps maximum. So I now have a circuit which will draw current from the battery and measure the voltage across the battery. And I'll now connect to that battery very firmly, and you can see the voltage reading has now dropped to 1.575 volts. The current reading is 13.92 milliamps, varying a little bit in the last decimal place, 9293. And so it's that simple. Then all you have to do is simply change the value of that resistor to draw a different amount of current, and each time you change the resistor, record the voltage and the current drawn by that particular circuit.